Today we're going to learn the first of many lessons about C. C is one of the original popular programming languages, one of the original high-level languages, developed the whole Unix system, a lot of operating systems-based software with C. It's an important language to learn, and I've done a bit of soul searching. I teach Java, I teach Python, I teach some C-based classes too, and I think the best language to start with is C. You're going to see debates online, arguments, but that's the conclusion I've come to, so that's what I'm going to show you. Anyhow, what we're looking at right here is the most basic Hello World program in C, and when you execute, you see that the text inside the quotes shows up as output. Now you'll notice this \n. We'll talk about that in a moment. But let's go through line 1. Okay, line 1 is very confusing and hard to explain. Pound include, hashtag include, octothorpe include, call it what you want. Include stdio.h, standard input and output. So this .h is what's called a header file, and we're including it. It's impossible for the vastness of the entire language of C to be included in this small document right here. So what we're doing is we're bringing in what we need. So as we learn more about C, we'll include other libraries. So right now we're just including the standard input-output library. Moving down, we have a blank line in line 2. Line 3 is, let's collapse it so we can only see what we're talking about. Line 3 is what's called the header of the main function. The main function is the starting point and finishing point of our program. If you want it to happen, you need to put it between the opening brace and the closing brace. There are other functions we could have, but we're not going to jump into those quite yet. Inside of the main function, we see printf. Printf, as you might assume by the name, prints. And F stands for formatted, so it prints in a formatted way. In this case, the formatting is incredibly simple. It's just printing the text. Now, notice this \n. So this is two characters in our quote which do not show up in output. So we have the opening quote and the closing quote. Those are called the string delimiters. The string delimiters, you have the opening string delimiter and the closing string delimiter, and within them, every character that you put should print out to screen. But \n doesn't. The reason for that is these two characters together are what's called an escape sequence and a special character. The N stands for newline, and because the N, our output, after our output, we are on the next line. So let me give an example. If I copy and paste the Hello World print statement and print it 4 times, when I execute this program, we see Hello World 4 times. If I were to get rid of the newline character, and execute the program, you'll see that Hello World shows up on the same line, and incidentally not a single space between them. So that newline character, that escape sequence, / says, hey, we have a special character coming, N says the special character is the newline, and it's like hitting the enter key after the text. If you don't do that, the text will always show up on the same line. So virtually every string that we print, well, if we want it to end the line, we're going to have to put that newline character in. Finally, this mysterious return 0 line. So in any programming language, there are things I can't explain yet, but will make sense later on. So for now, suffice it to say that every C program the main function needs to end with a return 0. And for those of you who are curious, 0 is an integer, and we are the return type of the main function is int. So what we're doing is we're sending this 0 back to the operating system, and the reason it's a 0 is because this is int. And then a word about the void. Void basically means nothing, and what we're saying here is we're giving no information to the main function. It's just executing. It's where you start. So the barest of bare bones C program has no input, no output, and essentially has no effect. It does nothing. but this is it. So if you have any of these pieces missing, your program won't work. So get rid of the int, your program won't work. Warning, return type defaults to int. And, well, that's a warning, not an error. So we're kind of cheating. It shouldn't work, but I guess the compiler here is intelligent enough to say, you meant int, so we'll let you. So we're always going to put it so we know. And if we get rid of the return 0, it shouldn't work because it's expecting to, oh, this is C, not Java. So, yeah. So one of the things about C, one of the old jokes is it gives you just enough rope to shoot yourself. And what that means, of course, is that C will let you make mistakes, whereas languages like Java and Python are so tightly specified that they don't let you make mistakes. C puts a lot of trust in the programmer. And this is why I think it's an awesome first language, because it lets you make mistakes, and what better teacher in life is there than, of course, mistakes and loss. So, there you have it. Your very first C program, the classic Hello World, and you learned today about the printf function. You learned about string delimiters. You learned about the newline character. And of course, at the end of every statement goes a semicolon. I didn't mention that before, but that is important. If you don't have a semicolon, C will not allow that. It says, I expected a semicolon, and then you put one here, and then it says, oh, I expected one there. Oh yeah, I put one here, and we're golden. And if we get rid of our importing of the standard input-output header file, it says, I don't even know what printf means, because it's not technically built into the language. It has to be included from there. And there you have it. Thanks a lot for watching, and hopefully within the next couple of weeks we'll be able to give you more mini lessons on the language of C, and before long you're going to have quite a wealth of knowledge about what I think is the best first language. Feel free to fill in some comments below if you like this. If you didn't like this, feel free to tell me why you think some other language is better, or why you're excited to learn C, and that's about it. We're going to enjoy ourselves. We're going to have fun. Thanks for coming. Check out the Python ebook on brainstemschool.com. Hopefully I'll get a C ebook coming very soon. And have a great rest of the day. Happy coding.